Hey, Mr. Gunn. Thank you for coming back into the studio.
Yeah, excited to be here.
We're so glad to have you. I know that Emily Key interviewed you a few years ago.
Yeah.
So now you're back.
Yeah, back, still here.
Yep, here with Jet. So I know you just got back. You were in the hospital because you had twin girls.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that.
It was exciting. We were not expecting twins at all. We never knew. I mean, we knew, early on, but never in my life did I think I would have twins. But we do, and I do, and they're both healthy and happy and hungry and just perfect. Like we were so fortunate that everything's worked out great.
Are you excited to be like a girl dad?
I am.
now?
I am. Yeah, I had two boys before that, and never been a girl dad before, so I'm excited
I
about.
feel like I can see you being a girl dad.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you do like you're around kids every day, so it's like you've had some experiences with that.
Yeah.
Also, that makes it easier. So, tell me about your high school experience.
My personal high school experience.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It was good. So I went to like a small high school in rural North Alabama. It's like I don't know. I went to high school in the 90s, but it's probably more like what the rest of the world saw in the 70s. It's still like way behind the times, but kind of in an innocent way, like in a good way.
Yeah.
It was a good experience. Like it's a small town. The high school is like right in the middle of town. The homecoming parade went right through downtown. Like they closed down the city, and like, on Friday nights, everybody in the town went to the game. Everybody went to the basketball games. Yeah. It was a very like sweet, kind of wholesome experience. Really good people. Had a great group of teachers who really cared about their students and really, wanted to see their students be successful and wanted to see us go off and do good things. And, it was really nurturing environment.
I think it's really important to have like a tight-knit community, especially when you're growing up. I feel like our school has that as well. That actually leads me to one of my questions I was going to ask you, because Oak Mountain has a lot more freedom than other schools. We have SOAR, we have homecoming week. And I was wondering what you think sets Oak Mountain apart from other schools and other like student bodies.
Yeah. I think without a doubt, it's the students we serve and the families that you guys come from. I think there's an expectation from our families that you go to school, that you behave, that you do what you're supposed to be doing, that you get a good education, that you respect teachers, that you're respectful to each other. And I think that opens the door for us to do a lot of things that a lot of other schools can't do. And we get to provide a lot of opportunities for our students and allow a lot of freedoms that we couldn't do otherwise. And I think it just goes back to the core of our community and the families that send such great kids to school here.
Yeah.
I mean, your families have done most of the work, and we're just trying to finish it out a little bit. So.
Yeah, it came as a shock to me because I moved here last year, and it was just kind of like, oh, you got all this freedom, and you get to go where you want to eat lunch, and you don't have to. Because my parents would tell me like, oh, we had to eat with a certain group, and we had like certain lunches to go to with certain people. So it's a lot different, I think, than other people's high school experiences. But I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
So I know you just had twins, but you also have other kids.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you apply like what you've learned in your position to your children?
Oh man, it's I think it's almost like vice versa.
Yeah.
I think I apply more of what I learn as a parent to the way I operate as a principal of the school. So, as an educator, you're a different person when you have a kid. And then you're a different person professionally when that kid starts school. And now what I'm starting to experience, my oldest son, he's in 8th grade, so he'll be in high school next year. And so I really now have a much better understanding of what our parents go through and what experiences they've had. And it's changed my perspective on a lot of things. So there's sometimes that there'll be something and like an assignment or some expectations for kids. And I'll look at my own son and I was like, would that be a reasonable expectation for him? And sometimes I'm like, yeah, he could do that. So our kids could do that. Like, that shouldn't be a problem. And then there's sometimes I'm like, wow, that's a little, I don't know if my own kid could do that. And
Yeah.
he's a great kid. He's, a pretty good student. He's a good kid. He's not in any kind of trouble. He would be just like your normal guy in school. So it's been a good perspective for me. And then I guess a lot of the things I see happening with high school kids, it makes me a little more aware. I think my own kids or my oldest son especially, gets a lot of like, don't ever do this. Don't you ever do this. Like, if you do, you'll get in so much trouble. So, but it really informs me as a school leader, being a parent. It's very helpful.
Yeah,
So.
I relate a lot. I work at a preschool, and I'm always with like 3 and 4 year olds. But like, even though they're so much different than high school kids, and they're so young compared to like our age, like it shows a lot like what teachers go through and like why teachers tell us to do certain things. Because like now I'm in that position, even though it's like completely different. It's like I understand that like a lot of things are just like keep us safe or like to help us, and you don't realize that when you're like a student or like in a position like that. So. But I know you're a principal now, but what did you want to be when you're growing up? Did you like always want to do this, or did you want to be something completely different?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there was a part of me that kind of always knew, because I had such great teachers and knew I wanted to do something like this or be a part of this. I think if I had to choose anything else, and I'm kind of in a similar position now, but I was always really interested in like government and politics and that side of things, like the public sector side of things and service, and that always intrigued me. When I was in college, I did an internship in D.C. one summer with a congressman and got to work on Capitol Hill.
Wow.
Yeah, that side of things always kind of interested me. And it's still very interesting to me to see how government works and how government can serve people and how government can do things to help people be successful. So,
Mr. Gunn's running for president.
no, afraid not.
You have my vote.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, me too.
There's 2.
Me too. You're basically president, just here, which is so awesome. So when you were in high school, were academics important to you, and like getting good grades? Were you like always getting good grades, or?
They were. I guess when I was in high school, there was not. So I graduated with probably about 100 people were in my graduating class. There's about 450 in our whole high school, and of those 100 people, I would say there's probably 10 or 15 that have a college degree now.
Wow.
So I kind of at one point in high school, I kind of knew that that's where I wanted to go. So I kind of consciously made a decision that those are the people I'm going to surround myself with. Those are the friends that I'm really going to lean into and be around and learn from, and make sure that I'm setting myself up to be successful and go to college and do that and do pretty well in school.
Yeah, I know that probably like graduation's coming up soon, and a lot of seniors are probably like kind of nervous, or they don't know what they want to do next, or they don't know if they want to go to college or where they want to go. So what's some advice that you would give students about to graduate?
Yeah, I would say be patient. Don't feel like you've got to know exactly what you're doing with life and where you're going to go and what's going to happen. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time to figure things out. If you keep working hard, if you keep doing the right things and living your whole life in a certain way, I really feel like good things will ultimately happen to you, and you'll find your place in life. I guess my biggest piece of advice was just don't stress about it right now. You're so young and you've got so much life in front of you that things are going to work out.
Yeah. I feel like high school flies by so fast, and but I feel like when you're getting to the end of high school, it kind of just seems like your whole life is almost over, but you have so much more ahead of you. Yeah. And you get so much more freedom, and you get to do so much more in college. And actually start your life.
Yeah, it's really just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a new chapter in your life, but it's got so many opportunities in front of you, and it's really an exciting time.
Yeah, it's crazy how people I don't know. I think that a lot of people from Oak Mountain like want to stay in our community. Like a lot of teachers, I feel like I have gone to Oak Mountain and they like just come back. And I feel like that shows a lot that a lot of students here like want to stay around the area
Yeah.
and like not really leave. Because some students are just like, oh, it's high school, like I'm ready to leave. But like I feel like a lot of people here just love this community and they just want to stay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that's true. And what really excites me about our school and our community is now that we're, 25 years old as a school, Oak Mountain High School is just now starting to get the first group of second generation kids, of the first group of people who went to school here and now their kids are coming to school here. And that's really exciting to me because it shows that the people who are now sending their own children here who went to school here, they really valued the education they got here. They valued the community here, and they want to, they want to reinvest in it and have their own kids come to school.
When did you start teaching? Like how long ago was that?
My first year was 2004. This is my 20th year.
And what grade did you teach?
I taught 12th grade and 9th grade.
So how old would they be now? Like
Those kids?
Yeah, almost.
Oh, gosh. So at the time, my first year of teaching, I was 23, and I was teaching kids that were 18.
oh wow.
So they would be like, I'm 40, they'd be like 37, 36,
Wow.
37. Yeah.
Do you keep up with any of them still?
Some of them, yeah. Like I was in Tuscaloosa at the time, and one of the guys that I taught and that I coached, he lives here in town now, and we keep in touch.
Aw.
Yeah. So it's
That's
been
so
fun to
sweet.
see them grow up and, be parents and,
Yeah.
do their
And you
thing in
have
life.
even more kids now that in
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
many
no.
years.
I can't go anywhere now without like, oh, Mr. Gunn, hey, Coach Gunn.
Where did the whole Mr. Clean thing come from? That's what I want to know.
I think because I have a bald head.
Okay, well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably it.
I can see the resemblance.
Yeah. I was flattered. I mean,
Yeah,
Mr. Clean's
you
kind
didn't
of
seem
buff.
very
He's
offended.
kind
You
of,
seemed
yeah,
excited
no, I
about
mean,
it.
could be a lot worse. So,
Yeah. Okay, well, we're almost out of time, but to do something kind of fun,
yeah.
lighthearted, I have rapid fire things I'm going to say.
All right.
And you just tell me if they're overrated or underrated.
Okay.
First one, Taco Bell.
Overrated.
Bacon.
Overrated.
New Year's Eve.
Underrated.
Recording concerts with your iPhone.
Overrated.
The radio.
Underrated.
Royal weddings.
Underrated. Overrated. Overrated.
And soar.
Underrated. Sour's awesome. Yeah.
Thanksgiving lunch at Oak Mountain High School.
Underrated. It's good.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Me personally, I would go home and get myself anything else.
Yeah.
Then the lunch?
Yes.
I love the Thanksgiving lunch.
Yeah.
Jet.
It doesn't sit right with me.
No, it's so good.
Well, I can add some perspective to this.
Okay.
And this is something every time I sit down to do dishes or stand up to do dishes, I think about this. When I was in college, I played football in college.
Okay.
And we were having a meeting, and one of my coaches, all the guys in the meeting room were griping about the cafeteria because it was almost time for us to leave and go to the cafeteria. And he said, guys, don't be griping about that. He said, because you got all this food and you can pick from whatever, and then you just go put your tray in the line and you don't have to worry about it. He said, in just a couple of months, you're going to be out on your own, and you're going to have to figure out, first of all, you got to make the food, and then you got to clean up all this stuff afterwards, and you got to go buy it, and you got to do all this and do all that. So don't take that for granted. And every time I'm done with dinner and like I'm cleaning up, putting dishes up, I think about that.
You miss
So
the school life.
I miss the cafeteria.
But you still have it every day here.
Oh, I do. I ate it every day,
Yeah.
every single day.
It's good.
I know.
Don't hate on it, Jet.
I'll have you know, I've had the same exact meal every single day for the past 3 years. here.
Italian dunkers?
No. Here, like I get you know the grab and go lunches.
Mm-hmm.
I get the chicken, like the chicken and cheese burrito.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd get a fruit, I'd get a water, and I'd grab one of those cream-filled cookies, and that's the same exact thing I've gotten every single time.
You eat the same thing every day?
Yeah, well, not anymore since I can just go home and eat.
Oh, that's true. What's your favorite grab and go from the lunchroom?
Oh, it kind of makes me sad. You know, Miss Perul that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
She used to always make me like a veggie wrap, and she'd always
Aw.
put a couple on the grab and go line. And since she passed away, they're not there anymore.
Oh.
So that used to be my favorite. So,
That breaks my heart.
yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Well, the lunch ladies do a lot for us. I'm thankful for them. They're always so
Yeah.
sweet when I go through.
yeah, they're really great.
Yeah, they
they're-
are.
Never
they're-
had a bad experience with them.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
one thing we kind of, I think, take for granted here is lunch is not as good other places as it is here.
That is true. I can speak from experience.
It's the best. Any school I've worked at, and I've worked at like 4 or 5, it's by far the best. So,
Yeah, I feel like people don't realize like how great the school is when they've been here their whole life. But like, I mean, they do, but not as much as like someone that just like moved here.
yeah.
Like in the middle, like me. Like I just really like know how awesome Oak Mountain is and like how different it is than other schools. So
Yeah.
thanks to you.
No.
Thanks to-
Thanks to all of us.
Thanks to all of
We all
everyone.
got to work together to make it a great place and
Goom.
keep it a great place.
Goom.
That's
Goom.
right.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I got a chance to talk to you today.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a great time. Love
Yeah.
this.
Awesome
Great.
interview.
Yippee.
Well done. I feel like
Yeah.
there should be some like exit music or something.
There will be.
I can play the entrance music again.
No, please.
Wait, wait.